Okay, guys, JKS here. I am going to be doing a character guide of all of the characters. I myself will try to put timestamps in the video. I can't make any promises though, because I still don't know how to do any of that stuff. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So, first character that I want to go over is, of course, the
We will
really,
rid the
really
world of this
powerful
filth.
combo character, Yotohime. So, uh, let's just first go over her moves and her mind games, and then just explain like her playstyle. Because
You may
uh,
have my
the first thing I
power,
want to say is I
whatever
believe
that
now,
is
after
worth.
studying all of these characters and playing with them, that none of them at all have bad like abilities. That they're all viable. I believe every character in this game is powerful. You just have to unlock it, and I'll prove it. So, um, let's get into the video. So first things first is what's cool about Yotohime is that this move is a multi-purpose tool. So this is a really powerful move. And this last move here, this is also extremely powerful. Um, it can be so oppressive, and this move I believe is better. But this move is just it makes you a tank. It makes you so super safe. It makes you crazy. You're really hard to beat when you use this one. This one just gives you so much mind games and damage. So, without going on any longer, let's first talk about her ability. So, and keep in mind that I think that my next video will be an all weapons guide, so I can give you a whole bunch of knowledge on weapons and how to use them and stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, so here we go. So the first thing I want you to notice about her ability is that it's a pushback tool. You hit somebody with it and it pushes them back. So that's the most important thing first, is that this move pushes people back from you. A lot of people, they just use it
You
for
may
like
have my
oh, I need to get somewhere, but
genius.
it's really not what you're looking for. You first have to realize that, oh my god, that was extremely loud. I hate how there's no way to control um, all of the other settings, like just a master volume. But anyways, that's the first thing that's important, is that this is a pushback tool. So the second thing that's important is this is not only a pushback tool, but it's a movement tool. You can use it to move, and it's direction wherever you're looking at is where it's going to go. So if you go up here and press it, you're going to be in the air, right? So it goes wherever you click. So that's what's important.
Warning.
And that's really good because you have full control over this ability. It has no downsides whatsoever. Um, and I'll show you why being able to control the direction of it is so powerful whenever we go into other moves and abilities. Because a lot of people, they'll use our alt and they won't do it right. So um, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But anyways, so the next thing that this move is it's also a combo extender. So what you can do is this works best with the dagger, but you can use it with pretty much any weapon. Uh, you can do something like this. I messed up the combo there a little bit. You can have a lot more airtime. You can do one, two, throw
The
the
moment for
I
my
mean the
vengeance
ability
is not
out,
yet nigh.
go back and get into it, hit it again, drop down, one, and then one. So yeah, it's a lot of combo damage, and it's not that hard to do. I haven't really mastered it. She's not a character that I'm currently maining. But
Remind you of what
so
else I
you can see from there that you can do it. Now you have to time it. You have to actually look and go for the person, but it's possible. Uh, so yeah, that's why that ability is so powerful because you can use it to extend combos. Let's say you just do this, you can 1, 2, and instead of just going down into the down button, you're heavy. Um, I call right clicks heavy, by the way, and then left clicks lights. So even though left clicks are horizontal and right clicks are vertical, and that's really important. But so yeah, instead of doing just a uh, horizontal
My
into
blade
heavy,
is ready to
you
unsheath.
can do horizontal into F, and then F again, horizontal, and then heavy for a lot of damage. So yeah, that's pretty powerful. But another thing I want you to think, and I'm actually pull out the great sword for this, and this is the reason why I say she is so good. Um, because everyone doesn't use the great sword because number one, it's slow, and the second thing is the second move will always be a focus attack, a very quick one too. So because of that, people will automatically just parry right there. So what you can do is this, throw that ability out, come in,
Else can do.
and then get some combo damage from it. So that's really powerful because you can do 1, 2, and then go straight into your ability, which is really powerful. Number one, because it pushes people back. You can teleport to it, and you can get a combo from the teleport. And I don't mean like just in the air. No, like even if you just throw this ability and you hit them with the air attack from teleporting to the move, it sends them into the air, and you get a 1, 2, 3 combo. So this move is really good. And the good thing about it is that you can you can aim it up and it'll still hit them. So you can do like this. So you don't have to just do it straight at them. You can do it up. It'll still hit them. So if they're trying to counter, you'll catch them. Um, there's just so much that you can do with it, you know. So that's that ability. This ability extremely good. It's a
Every thought,
multi-purpose
every
tool.
soul in
You
this
can do
world.
so much with it. I think this is one of the best moves in the game. One of the best abilities. Let me say that. So extremely powerful. Now let's talk about this one. This well, before I do that, no, I lied. Let me just go straight into it. So she is extremely powerful because she has. Well, I don't want to do katana because he just likes to spam that a little bit too much. So let's do spear. He attacks a lot more. So what you can do with this is you can become a tank. You can do 1, 2, and then just throw that junk out. And there's nothing they can do. You get just guaranteed damage. Like there's really not much they can do against that. You can sit in it and heal because it blocks all melee attacks. And the other thing that you can do is while you're getting hit, you can actually throw it out. So what's cool is that you can do this. So let's say he's hitting you. Once you throw that junk out, it's over for them. So now they used to allow you to throw it while you're getting attacked, but I guess not anymore. Maybe a little nerf. Who see? Who knows? Um, but yeah, so this move is really powerful because you can heal in it. You can
Perhaps.
throw it out mid combo just to be super oppressive, and they have to like dodge out of the way. So it's just really oppressive, and it blocks all melee attacks. So like, let me give you a scenario so you can really see the power of this. So if you play any bit online or custom matches, you'll know that if you do this 1, 2 and you go into focus,
Not
there's a
yet.
charge right there. So because there's a charge right there, a lot of people they light in between, or they'll do this, or they'll do that, or they'll do this. So the problem with that is if you're low on health you're gonna get chipped out because there's a gap right after you do the second one. There's a gap. So because there's a gap, that means they can light you through that gap, and if you have low health, you're dead. So you don't have to worry about that with this, because even though there's a gap, that move will come out, and you can hurt them, or at least save your health. So that's really powerful. That's extremely powerful. Ah, crap! I don't have the ability. There's so much that you can do with it. You can like one, two, like you can just go crazy with the ability. You don't have to be one-dimensional at all. So that ability is really powerful. I just want to say that. I don't think it's better than the first one, but it definitely is really good. And it's worth using compared to the second one. Don't use it at all. It's not that great compared to the other two, at least. This one would be the one I would recommend. This one would be the one I would recommend second. Okay, now onto her alt. So whenever you do her ultimate, the first like initial frames, you can actually like dodge an attack. Not actually dodging, but you have like a slight iframe. Now I've gotten hit before, but at the same time, like people have thrown abilities at me and it's just not hit. So maybe it's a bug, but currently right now, whenever you press that V button and they're attacking you, you don't take damage, or you're in the animation to where they can't stop you. So it's not consistent. I don't know what their deal is, but it's still worth noting that if you are like, let's say you need a panic button, if you're about to die, or you're about to take damage, or let's say you did your one, two, three, and you don't want to give up your turn, you can just press your button right after that. So yeah, um, we all know how our ultimate works. It's pretty simple. You pick it up and you can control. Now you can't move at all while you're in her ultimate. The only thing that you can do is throw out your F ability in order to be able to move around in your ultimate. So there's really no movement. Once you use it, you're kind of stuck, but you can cancel out of it whenever you want. So that's really important. You can bait somebody with the ultimate, because usually whenever people see you pop the ultimate, they immediately start running, which means if you're a smart player, you can just throw the ult to tech chase if it's really important for you, you know. Now, as far as the best ultimates, her last one is the best, 100%. This one is good. This one right here is also good. It's up to you. It really, if you're going for damage, I would go for the last one. If you're going for heals, I would go for the second one. If you're just going for, I mean, the normal one, then you use this one. It doesn't really matter. This one is really up to your playstyle. Unlike some characters where you have to use a certain one. So I'll just show you really quick what our ultimate looks like. So now the cool thing about her ultimate is that you can actually, whenever you do it, you don't really want to do it in the air. You kind of want to do it on the ground. So what you can do is this right here, all right? And it lets you know you have a certain amount of charges, and if you don't press anything, it'll still throw them out. So you don't really, like if you don't press anything, it'll throw them out no matter what. So you have to control it, or you're gonna just lose it. Now, in between each slash, you can press the F button in your ultimate, and it will teleport you to that location in order to move. Now, most of the time when people use their ultimate, they're looking like this. So when they press the button, they don't go far at all. Matter of fact, they go like from here to here. And they're like, dang, that's kind of not really. But if you like aim it in the sky, or you aim it like really far, you'll go pretty far with it. So just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much everything for Yotohime. She's really powerful, extremely powerful. because she has the combos from this.
Great. Was the easiest challenge yet.
That alone makes her have so much guaranteed damage that they can't do anything about. That is so good. I can't, state it enough. It's really powerful. And then on top of that, having this multi-purpose tool, and then her having
You
this
may
third
have
ability
my power,
that allows for her to just
whatever
be
that is
stupid
worth.
safe. It used to allow you to throw it out while you're getting attacked, but it's not doing that anymore. So I guess they changed that because it was too good. But it's still so good. I wouldn't use it over this one because this one gives you pushback and a bunch of other things. So yeah, that's Yotohime for you. She's extremely powerful. So let's move on to the next character. So next up we have Tarkiji. So currently, just from what I've studied, the only two abilities you want to use. Now, none of his abilities are bad. Let me just say that. But the one that you want to use is the second one for a certain type of playstyle, and then this one for a certain type of playstyle. So, what playstyles am I talking about? So, this one right here is one of the most oppressive characters in the game if you use this version, and I can prove it. I'm gonna show you why. Uh, this one here is whenever you're wanting a lot of combo damage, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Uh,
My blade
it's
is ready to unsheath.
not only that, but he's stupid oppressive. Also, with this one, I can say that 1v1 wise, he is one of the best characters in the game. If you use these tips that I'm about to show you, you can dominate, especially with this one. But if you have to be skilled with this one is just free. It's easy. But this one here, you have to have skill. You have to have mind games. But you can play so many mind games that it's just so oppressive. Kind of like an MK11 Liu Kang, where you didn't know when to take your turn because he's just always staggering. He's always taking his turn back. And you just never know. Can I press right here? That's what this one does. So let me just go into explaining this. So the thing that's so good about this move is number one, you can do it in the air. So that's really powerful. Uh, People don't really do that at all. So you kind of want to get used to that. You can do it in the air, not just on the ground. But the thing that's most important about this move is that you can do it while you're swinging. So what that means is you can do a 1-2 and then throw it out. And you can cancel out of these, you can jump out of it, and you can dash out of it. So what does that really mean? What that means is this move, so let's talk about what it does. So this move allows for you to parry all attacks. So let's just read it real quick. It says it can block melee attacks. And after successfully blocking some attacks, and depending on how many you block, if you press left click, you can counterattack the enemy. Now, if you like get a lot of attacks, let's say you get the spear girl. I say spear girl. If you get someone playing spear, uh, and they do like the precision charge, focus, enhanced strike, and they hit you with it, and then they go into the moves where they spin the spear and all that. If you hit this button, or if you're going against a great sword player, and you hit this button, every single attack that you absorb, and you take no damage by the way, every single attack that you absorb, your counter attack becomes even more powerful. But that's not what makes this move so oppressive. What makes this move so oppressive is that you don't take any damage in it. And then on top of that, it absorbs all melee attacks. So again, whenever I was telling you now, obviously if you're a good player and you play some high level games, you understand how people are playing now. If you do this, they're either gonna dash, they're either gonna do like a light in between that, or they're gonna counter parry. That's it. Or people are just gonna like do this, or they're gonna try to jump over you, or they're just gonna slide. Like, but what they're not going to do is just sit there after you do 1-2 and then just let you get a focus. That's what they're not going to do. They're going to attack right there. They are. So what you have to do is you have to take your turn back right there. Now, I don't want that's I'm going into things that's going to be in my weapons guide, so I'm not going to go really deep into that, but basically simplifying it all is you can do 1-2 and you can absorb their attacks and then counter strike. Okay, so that's the simple way to do it. You can throw it mid combos, and that's powerful and everything. But what you really want to think about is you can cancel out of it any way that you want. So let's say you're going against a great sword player. So now let me actually let this person get this great sword real quick. And everyone knows that if a great sword blocks your attack, they get that blue focus right after that. So you can do this. I want him to block. Just block, dude. Block. Wow, you suck. Okay. Please block. Bam. Everyone knows that great sword players, they get that right there, right? Where if they clash with you, their next attack is a really quick focus attack. And that throws a lot of people off. So he can easily stop that just by the moment he clash off a reaction. He can just throw his counter. So anytime you clash, what people are gonna do is they're gonna want to throw their light back out again because they don't want to lose frame advantage or they don't want to give up their turn. So they're just gonna keep pressing that light button, right? For the most part, some people they don't. Some people dash out of the way, but that's not the point. Either way it goes, if you clash, there's nothing wrong with just throwing out your ability on reaction. But what's really important is you can do this. Guarantee yourself not taking any damage, and then go into this and get a free combo. Because you remember, you can cancel out of it with this, so you can get a combo from it. You can dash out and tech chase if they're running away. It's basically a free way to keep your turn no matter what they do. So this move is extremely oppressive because he's one of the few characters where he can keep his turn no matter what. So let's say you do this, bam, you lost your turn. Let's say they dodged it. You can keep your turn and bait them, right? And even if like they hit you absorb some counter attacks. You don't always have to left click. It doesn't really do that much damage anyway if you don't get a lot of them. What you can do is you can just absorb the attacks and then tech chase, or absorb the attacks and then go for this, because that's going to give you a lot of damage. All right, so just keep in mind that this move is extremely oppressive. Extremely. Now let's talk about this move. So I think this move is so noob friendly. And so now I'm in love with Zuko, Avatar. So I love this move. But I have yet to see someone truly unlock the power in this fireball. First of all, it has a short cooldown. That's the first thing that's really good about it. But you can throw this like this in a combo. Number one, if you do light into fireball, no one's reacting to that. No one's like, even on Clash, You can do that. And this move knocks people away. It does so much damage, right? Especially if you get a direct hit. The splash, you don't get that much damage. But either way it goes, it knocks people away. On a direct hit, it does so much damage. And you can throw it out in combos. And you can also get guaranteed damage from it like this. Look at how much damage that is. That's a butt ton, right? So please abuse this move. And here's a cool thing about it. If they counter parry, doesn't matter. If they're focus attacking, doesn't matter. It hits them, they're knocked back. If they're trying to light you, that will actually stop your animation. But if you just mix up between first light or second one, or you just do some little delays like that, there's no way for them to actually know when they're going to have a chance to attack you in between. So play smart. You can even bait like that, where you just kind of like fake a focus and then go straight into it. Like, that's ridiculous, right? It's so good. So just keep that in mind, that this move is so oppressive. And remember, you can do it in the air. So you can do like a 1-2, jump in the air, 1-1, and then fireball. So you can do like 1, 2, like that. That is a freak ton of damage. And that's going to catch a lot of people if they're trying to parry right there. So just keep that in mind, that this move can be thrown in combos. Now, let's talk about his ultimate. So, obviously, we all know just how powerful this is. You get a boost in jump, you get a boost in dodge, like your speed. So, it's pretty self-explanatory. He puts out these burning moves that can actually burn people. So, yeah. This move is pretty powerful. We all know how powerful it is. Now, let's talk about what it actually does. So, this one here, this is like an extremely oppressive. You can be aggressive with this, but I don't actually think it's the best one. Now, I don't have these two unlocked, but I've seen them in action, and I will just say that this one right here, this is the best one if you're going for this, because it's just a butt ton of damage. This one here is really good for this one because you get to do a lot more. You can stay in it longer, pretty much, because this one allows for you, no matter what they do, you can always be attacking with how I showed you how to use it before. Because this one allows for you, every time you do damage, it refills the meter, so that way you can get like, how do I say it? You can get your ultimate like duration increased as you do damage, and it also gives you an attack boost. So even though fireball does a lot of damage, you only get it once, right? And you're only going to get that little burst damage. This allows for you to get like 1, 2, 3 hits, do the move, where no matter what they're doing, you can do the counter or whatever. You can get 1, 2, 3 more hits, no matter what they do. So this allows for you to kind of guarantee you're going to hit somebody a little bit more than this one would. So if you're going for the rage, which is increased duration and increased attack power, I would definitely recommend this one with this. But if you're going for the low cooldown, I would definitely recommend Fireball over this one. Even though this is really good also with this one, but I just feel like if you're going to have no cooldowns, this is a lot of burst damage. This one is more of like saucy damage, where you can just kind of be really oppressive. Now, if you want to play a mind game 24/7 and not be a bully with this move, then sure, if you're going to use this version of his ultimate, then go for it. But just think about it. If you had this one and you're just attacking and bam, you just throw that junk out of nowhere, and then you chase him, hit him with a button, then hit him again with the move. Like, there's no cooldown on it, so it's just really powerful. You can literally like do it and stay in the air and not ever have to get out of the air. You can literally just spam him. So just keep that in mind. So that's pretty much the main gist of it with Tarkiji. So just keep in mind you can do it in the air. So yeah. Also, another thing that I figured out is this is kind of something I'm gonna explain in my weapon guide. I'm gonna put a lot of stuff in there, but whenever you grapple onto somebody, a lot of people do this move, and they just do this little momentum attack. You don't want to do that. That's not consistent. What you want to do is jump, and then do these, and then do your heavy. So that way you can just control the animation a lot better. So here's what I mean. You jump, and then you do that. So don't ever just like do the momentum. You can't control that ability. You want to make sure if you grapple onto somebody that you're going to do damage. So the momentum attack, it can bring you all the way over here if you're trying to get over here, if you miss the person or they're like going to a ledge. So just always jump and then do your attacks. But what's cool is you can actually jump in the air, get another jump even though you just jumped, and you can actually just do this and then attack them. So no matter what they do, if they like try to run away, you can tech chase with the fireball just by grappling onto them, jumping back into the air, check them out, and then throwing it out. So just keep that in mind, that because you can do this in the air, it's even more impressive. So just keep that in mind. You can play like a Genji does, which is you just jump over them so they can't see you. And as you're jumping over them and they are trying to find you or whatever, you can just throw it down on them and go crazy. So that's Tarkiji for you. A character that shouldn't ever lose in a 1v1. If you use his abilities during your 1v1s, you can't lose. You shouldn't lose unless you're trash. And I say that pretty brutally, but you literally have two of the most powerful abilities. Like, this move is more powerful than Yotohim's transportation move. That's a multi-purpose move. This move right here is more powerful than Yotohim's both of her abilities. Just because it gives you damage. And you can't do anything about it. If it hits you, that's it. So, extremely powerful character. Alright. Moving on to the next character. Viperning. So, this is a character that is also really, really good. And I say this with experience because she's the person that I play the most online. But I've currently been trying them all out in order to make this video. So, what I will say is you only want to use her first ability. Because these, like, make your opponent more powerful. So, why would you purposely want to make your opponents more powerful? Just to reduce their healing? Or to be unable to use a skill or ultimate? So it's like, that doesn't really make sense that you're going to give your opponent a buff. So I wouldn't use either of these last ones right here. I would definitely only use her first one. Now the good thing about it is that she's a lot like Tarkiji and Yotohime in the way that it's used. You can use it in the air, kind of to get a little combo like that. Now she doesn't have like a lot of guaranteed damage, like, but you can do it, you know. So just keep that in mind. You can combo up with it if you do it in the air. But what's really important is that you can do it again in combos on the ground. So that's also really important because this blue focus move allows for you to stop attack. So if we get him to attack here, bam, like that, you can stop their focus attacks. So that's really good because obviously you can, let's say if you clash, you can just throw it out on reaction and you can stop his focus attack and beat it even. So that's really powerful. We all know how powerful ultimate is. As far as which ultimate to use, it's really up to you. But I would say myself that I would only use her first one because it stuns them for the longest. And the only thing that makes this move so good is not that you can take away their grapples or their skills or their ability to use ultimates. No one's like caring about that. These two right here, you lose your stun time. This one here, you have no stun time whatsoever, but you can also move freely while you're doing it. So it's like these two aren't really that good. This allows for you to wipe teams, like not a team, teams. So I would only use her first one, and just keep in mind that you can move while you're doing it. So you throw it out, and you can jump. You can even like do the little spam. You know, everyone does that, but just keep that in mind. You can jump, so that way you're not just walking around in that little weird walk animation that they do. It's like they're trying too hard to be seductive. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it for Viper and Ning. Just keep in mind that she can combo up with this move. She can take her turn back because this is, you can do 1-2 and do that move like that. So you can do like a focus into another focus, which is really like weird. You don't really think about that for Viper Ning. She's like, she has a personal katana ability no matter what. So she can like 1-2 and then tech chase, you know? So yeah, she's really powerful. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory how powerful she is. So let's move on to a sleeper, Tumult. Now, I will say I used to sleep on this character. My first video, I was like, they aren't really good, him and Tianhe. But this character, I think, is also a character that you should not ever lose to anyone else in a 1v1. He is so good. Him, Tarkiji, and Yotohime are the three most powerful characters in this game, 1v1 wise. You can be stupid oppressive with all of these three characters. But him, I believe, is the most oppressive because his is guaranteed. And not only is it guaranteed, but you actually get combo damage from it. Now, let's go over his abilities first. So, I only recommend using this one. This one is more for like teams, but who cares? You don't really use this one that much. Unless you're really going for like a team based like approach. This one here is a lot more likely. I feel like he's a character that's like a go getter. Like he's like, oh, you need somebody to be finished off, a little scraggler that needs to be taken out. He's like the person that, hey, go kill that person really quick. He is a 1v1 god. And in my opinion, I believe he is a better 1v1er than both of these. He may not get as much guaranteed damage as either of them, but he's guaranteed to take his turn back no matter what. And it's all because of this move right here. This one is also good, but you don't track. You can keep him in the air for a little bit longer, but this one tracks. It's literally the exact same move except this one track. So let's go over. So again, now the only downside to him is that you have to do this preemptively, right? And you have to have him sitting out. But you have 25 seconds of just holding on to him, so they don't go anywhere. So just always have it out because you never know when you're going to need it. So what you can do is you can do 1, 2, throw it out, 1, 2, get some combo damage from it, right? They can't do anything about that. If they try to counter parry, if they try to light you, it's actually a pretty slow animation, so they can light you through it. So you have to be careful with that. But it's really, really good. Because again, it doesn't matter if they can light you through it. If you get your timings right, or you learn to delay, or you learn to just do it after your first hit, it's going to be powerful no matter what. So not only that, but you can also do it in the air. So you can 1, 2, jump up, 1, 2, throw the ability, 1, 2. So yeah, it's really, really powerful. And on top of all of that, it is 100% guaranteed. So I'll show you what I mean. Also on top of that, it has a really short cooldown. It's not very long. You can pretty much have 100% upkeep. Not 100%, but like you can have it up all the time because it's like a 13-second cooldown, or at least every time I look at it, it's like 13 seconds. I think it might be 15, but you never really notice it. It's like, oh, it's already here. Always have it out. Never don't have your wisp activated. You know. But the thing that's really cool about it is that, let's say you hit somebody and you bait the parry, and you can do like that, right? But let's say, you hit someone far away with a knockback move or something like that, and you just did like a 1, 2, bam. You could throw this out. No matter what they do, they're getting clipped. And look at all of that combo damage. Now, the reason why I say no matter what they do, they're getting clipped is because, again, that thing tracks them no matter what they do. And I'll prove it to you. So, 1, 2, bing, bing. That's also another thing that I was going to show, but I kind of spoiled it there. So, yeah, that's really powerful, right? Really, really powerful. So keep that in mind, that no matter what they do, they're getting clipped by that 100%. Let me shut him off real quick. So that's really important. No matter what they do, like, they're getting clipped by that. So just keep that in mind, that this move is extremely good because it tracks, right? Now, I say no matter what they do, you can't get out of it. But there is one thing you can do. But there's also a way to beat it and a way to bait it. So when I say there's nothing you can do, there really isn't. But the only thing you really can do is you have to charge focus. But the problem with charging focus is you have to do it. So you already know what they're going to do. You have to charge focus in order to stop yourself from taking a bunch of damage. So because you know they're about to charge focus, you know that they're not going to be attacking. They're charging an ability. They have to. They have to be sitting in the blue because you just knocked them away. And they have to do this in order to escape that move. Now, the cool thing about charging focus is you can just jump out of it. So you can just use this as a way to like get out of the move and then just immediately just cancel it. And then like use it as like super armor, pretty much. So there's a way to counterplay it and beat the move, but at the same time, you don't have to worry about it. So yeah. But if you know they're gonna charge to beat it, you can literally just throw it out and then press the heck out of them, do a move, and then immediately jump up like that if they're gonna let it go. But if not, then you can just jump and react to it and then get your combo from it. So you never have to like be worried about the focus because you know they have to focus in order to stop it. They don't have a few options from it because your light's going to beat theirs, and you can just light and then parry. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So yeah, um, this move is extremely impressive because even if you throw it like this, it's gonna track. See what I'm saying? That's so good, like stupid good. Now let's talk about his ult. So this one is the most oppressive one as far as like in game, and it's also the one that gives you like the longest amount of stun time and the most amount of protection for your team. This one here, it's more about making him become like a super powerful person in it, but you lose your time on it. You still have this wall of protection though, so it's still good. It's just, in my opinion, this one is better than this one. Even though you do become like a really fast god in it, I just don't think it's better than this one. Now, this one, on the other hand, I believe is extremely good because whenever he passes through it, he generates those tracking thingies again. So if he just passes through the little wall, now keep in mind they still block all of the range attacks and do everything that they were doing before, right? But every time you go through it, you generate more of these, so you can just spam them and just have like a whole team just floating in the air if you want to, you know? So really, really powerful. Just keep that in mind that you can go crazy with this ultimate. And it has a pretty good range. So just check this out. You can go crazy. Alright. Now, the only thing that you do need to be mindful of is they only get stunned whenever they walk into the wall. Inside, they're safe. But if they hit the little walls, then there's a problem. So whenever people try to run out of it, that's usually what gets them caught and get stunned. If he does it, you just gotta fight in the circle. He basically can make his own mini circle, and if you try to get out of it, you're literally about to die. So, and you can actually get a lot of guaranteed damage from it. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Um, being that I showed you, you know, this before and whatnot, but I feel like it's even more explanatory by having these out. How you can, you know, just attack, chase, swing, right? So they can't focus on the ground. So there's no way they're getting out of that. So you don't have to worry about the focus for that one. So if they get hit by the stun, you're guaranteed this, right? So a stupid amount of damage. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Tomok is extremely, extremely oppressive, and also impressive. So, um, I would highly recommend him if you just want to be the most oppressive character in this game. So, let's talk about Kurumi. So, she's really simple. I won't spend a lot of time on her, but let's just talk about her abilities. So, this one here, she can't attack whenever she uses these moves at all. But what you can do is you actually can get a little mini combo, uh, and I'll prove it to you. Now, this one here, if you right click, it gives armor to your teammate. If you use this one, it'll give you health to your teammate. Um, now, the thing that's really important is that, excuse me for a second. So the thing that's really important is that all of these allow for you to revive somebody remotely if you're chained to them. But that's not what's really important. And nor is it really important like about the damage boost or the health. Now damage boost is really powerful, but you would actually do more damage if you yourself just simply fought with your teammate. So I don't recommend any of these two. I've played a lot with Kurumi, and I have just found, let me just explain my logic, that this is the best one for both her ultimate and this one. Because armor has to break first. So if you're using this one, you're basically saying, I have no trust in my teammate because I'm betting that they're always going to have no armor. And since armor has to break first, it's like, why use that? Because armor has to deplete first. So if you're going to give them anything, you should give them armor because it has to go first. If you are constantly giving someone, armor from this ability, then keep in mind it has a medium cooldown in my opinion. It's not super long, but you feel it. But if you can just at any point in time, your teammate's losing a fight, and let's say his armor just broke, you can just give him armor right back. But this one, it's like, oh shoot, their armor broke, and then they're losing health. Let me just give them some more health. Well, what if they already have full health, but their armor broke, and you right click on this, and then you give them health. So now, I believe that this allows for you to kind of like overheal. Sometimes, again, I don't know if that's a bug or not, but sometimes whenever you put the ability out with the heals, sometimes it'll give them a little bit of armor. I don't know if this is like access healing or excess healing, but I don't know. Maybe that's a bug. It's happened a few times, like maybe 2 times or 3 times. But this one, it's always going to be the one I would recommend because if they lose armor before they lose health, you can just give them more armor. And just how it's like that with this, it's also like that with her ultimate. And let me explain these. So this one is the worst, even though for some dumb reason everyone uses this one. I don't understand it. Armor has to break first. I've said that a million times. So whenever she pops this ultimate, she's basically really hard to kill. I mean, so freaking hard to kill that it's really dang near impossible unless your whole team's like comboing up her. Now, if her whole team's in it, you really got a problem. They're pretty much unkillable. So never use the healing one because again, it only restores healing for health. You always want to use the one for armor because let's say you pop this ultimate, right? And you're fighting in it, and they deplete your armor, and now they're at your health. Well, guess what? Once the ultimate's gone, you have no armor. So any attacks you take now is all going to be to your 100% health that you have left. But if you use the armor one, it can restore your armor over time. And once the ultimate's gone, they have to first deplete your armor again. And then they have to deplete your health. So always use armor on this character. Now, this one is also really good. I think these two are really, really good. There's really no best one, but I will say it's up to how you're playing. If you want to play campy, I will play this one. If you want to be like extremely just like aggressive, let's say your whole team's good and you're all really good in 1v1 situations, I wouldn't use this one because you don't really want to be grouped up like really close to each other like that. It's just not that beneficial to you as a team because there's a lot of characters that have moves like, for example, a fireball that can mess up this ability so bad. Uh, you can have a Tianhe. You can have her with her ultimate. You have him with his ultimate. Uh, you can have her with her ultimate. So this one has a downside, which is you have to be in the little small circle in order to get the heals. But this one here just gives you instant armor and health. And in my opinion, I can't tell you the exact percentage, but it looks like it gives you 50% back, like 25% health and then 25% armor. So your whole team instantly restores about 50% of health. Now, I don't. What I mean by 50% is, let's say you had 100 health and 100 armor. You're only gonna get 25 armor and 25 health, so 50% like that. Not 50% of each, but I think this one is the better one, depending on how good you are. Because this one you could just boom pop it in the middle of a fight, and you also get envy frames when they're on startup. So like you can't be hit in the startup, so you can use it as a way to save yourself from taking damage, which is cool. Now again, it's kind of like Yotohin, where sometimes you get hit, sometimes you don't. Like, so I don't know if it's like a bug. This game's really weird sometimes. It's like you think I'm like that's iframes, and then you get hit one time and you're like, huh? So just I don't know. Try it out. But from what I've seen, I've only got hit once out of this, and I use it in people's face. So this ability is really powerful because let's say you're losing a 1v1. You can play a numbers game, which is you just took a combo that you didn't want to eat. Let's say a spear hits you with the precision charge, and then now you're taking the little slashes, the golden focus strikes. After that, you can dodge out of the way or whatever, get your health right back, like as if it never happened. You just completely nullified that combo, right? Let's say you go against a Yoto and she hits you with a combo, the full one, and it hurt a lot. And you're like, I mean, like one hit away from dying. You can get 50% of your health back, and now you have 60 health. So just there's no right answer, but in my opinion, I would use this one over this one. But this one has a lot more survivability. So it depends on where you're at in the game, and it also depends on how you're trying to play the game. So just keep that in mind. Now, to talk about uh, that little move that she gets, um, if you do this right here, anytime you go, you get that move right there. Now, the only thing that I would say about this is that you kind of have to be careful because she's not a character that really benefits from someone being far away. Uh, but if you're trying to get people off of, let's say you're with a carry person, you're trying to get some people off of your teammate, then use it. But what I would actually use it for is this. And then tech chase right after that. But there's also another way to use it. So you kind of have to space it a little bit better. Just keep in mind that you can do it. Shoot, that hits really freaking far. But basically what you do, you can jump. I did it yesterday. I have clips of it. I might just edit it in. I lie. I don't know how to do that yet. But you can jump and then get a combo from the teleport. So just keep that in mind. Like that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. That it is possible. to do that. So
Genius.
that's
Whoever
Kurumi
wrote
for
it,
you.
genius.
She's also dumb powerful in this game. You really, if she knows what she's doing, you can't beat her. The only thing that she lacks is a lot of guaranteed damage. She really can't get a lot. You have to outplay your opponent or out heal your opponent. So she's very healer focused. So just keep that in mind. But she's really powerful no matter what. You're just really reliant on this ability here that can give you armor and your teammate armor. And this one here that can give your whole team armor and instantly your whole team armor. So that's Kurumi for you. Really powerful. It's up to you. Now I'm gonna save Matari for last because she I feel like has a lot of depth. She has some of the most depth. Same as Yoto. Uh, I think these two characters right here have the most depth. Um, he also has a lot of depth, and he also has a lot of depth. These are pretty simple, but these character here, but mainly her, she has a lot of depth. And Yoto will come in second place as far as like the ceiling, which means the better you get at these games, the more these two characters are gonna shine. Um, this character he's pretty simple,
The
uh,
healing may begin.
but I feel like these characters here are the ones with the most depth for sure. Now let's talk about Tianhe.
We will
So
discover
what
wisdom
is he
or
good at?
death on the battlefield.
He is the most tankiest character in this whole game. The only person that can compete with his tankiness is Kurumi. But hers are all built around like a gimmick or her having to be to her teammate or her having to pop her ultimate and you can just knock her out of her ultimate unless she's using her last one, you know. So she's not as tanky as Tianhe. Tianhe is the most tankiest character in this game with the most survivability. So let me just get into it. I'll first explain all of his abilities and just show you how crazy this guy is. So this move here, it's really good. However, I just would say that it it's going for a certain play style. So just keep that in mind. So pay attention to what it says on the bottom here. It says can be used while under attack. That's really important because on reaction, if you know you just screwed up, you can just tank the hits and let his bell just take all of the hits. This guy with this one is so good. You can reflect range attacks right back at the people on top of the ability being able to use it while under attack. So, yes, this is ridiculous. Okay, next up, counter. This one disarms enemies whenever they use blue focus. So this one is more of a mind game one, but it still deflects range projectiles back at the shooter, just as this one does. But this one cannot be used while under an attack. So this one loses a lot of that just panic button type vibe to it. It's more of a seasoned move instead of just like a OP use it whenever you want to not take damage move. But the fact that it disarms the enemy if they blue focus is ridiculous because you can outsmart the heck out of people. I don't have it unlocked, but I'll show you just how you can abuse that part. Because if you play this character right, he's also like a pseudo never really losing a 1v1. If you're skilled, you have to be really skilled though. He's not as free as these three, but if you have skill, it's really hard to kill you with this guy. And next up, we have this one. Now, this one I would say is the worst, 100%. It reflects bullets, but it knocks enemies back. I don't see the purpose in that. You want to do damage, uh, you want to like bait somebody into it, and then because if someone hits the bell, you actually have frame advantage by a little bit. Now, if they throw a light, you're gonna clash still, but you still get to throw it before them, so you have frame advantage. But if you throw it out and no one hits you, they have frame advantage. So keep that in mind. But this move is really bad because you're knocking enemies back. What's the purpose of that? Even if you're low health, they're gonna grapple onto you. They're gonna chase you. There's no point in knocking people back unless you're using it for a combo. But the problem is you can't control like if you shoot them into the air or anything. You can't get any combo damage from it, which is the reason why her knockback is good and her knockback is good because you can actually use them for damage. Uh, his knockback is just like it doesn't really matter. It's cool that he has it, so you can use it as a getaway tool, but you really use his fireball for damage. But his knockback is useless because you just knock him back and that's it. Can't do anything after that. You can set up like an attack, but you don't really get anything from it. You know, nothing guaranteed, nothing really impressive. Uh, so not only that, but you can't use it while under attack, which is really bad. If it could be used while under attack, it would be really powerful. But it's just not cutting it because you can't use it while under attack, and on top of that, you knock people away from you instead of like having frame advantage by a lot. And there's a lot of options that people have on the floor, like the whole tech chasing thing. It's really not as powerful as like people made it out to be in day one, day two. It's still pretty good. Tech chasing is obviously still the way to go, but if you want to be good at this game, you never want to like run away from your opponent. You just want to know how to have an answer for everything. So, yeah. Let's go into these moves though. But before we do that, let's talk about his ultimate. So, his ultimate's really good. Um, it can be one of the most powerful ultimates. Um, it kind of depends though, because like if he gets two people, he can smash them together, right? I believe it's with this one. Uh, I don't remember which one. Anyways, I haven't really looked into these, so I don't know which one's the most powerful. I know these two give you heals, but I'm not really worried about that. I feel like his power isn't really in the heals or anything from this. So I'm not really worried about that. So you can just kind of use whatever you want. But what's important about this move is how powerful it is. Now, if you grab two enemies and you smash them together, insta kill, you're dead. So really good. And if you've seen that clip of this guy, he did that like 3 times. So he killed 6 people in like 15 seconds or so. Really, really powerful ultimate. But that's not what's impressive about this ultimate. What's impressive about this ultimate is that it builds on top of the fact that he is one of the most, tankiest characters in this game. And because of his ultimate, you kind of just add on to that, which makes him even more powerful. He's really well put together. His kit fits what he's about, and that's it. It fits what he's about. He's about tanking. So anytime you're where's my bot at? Okay, let me turn this guy on. So anytime you're attacking, boom, you can just be like, I don't want to take that hit. And you knew you were about to take it, right? You knew you were about to take that hit, and you're like, I just don't want to take that. Even though you lost your frame advantage. Or you got caught with your pants down. You got caught slipping. Slip up, clean up on aisle 3. You know, they caught you slipping. You can be like, shoot, I got my panic button. And here's another cool thing about it. This is the one that allows for you, no matter what you do. Come on, dude, throw some attacks, bro. Stop playing. Bruh. All right, he's not attacking enough. Let me get somebody who can really showcase this. So, anytime you're like, let's say you got caught, and you're like, oh shoot, bam, you can stop that, right? So we know that. But what's cool is, even let's say you're late on reactions to something, right? Boom, you can stop them while they've already gotten the first hit. So my biggest problem with this game is that, let me pause him for a second. My biggest problem with this game is that even for like that gold focus right there, I hope he does that again, I'll show it. But my biggest problem with this game is that once they hit the first light, that second light is guaranteed. There's nothing you can do about it. That's it. If they get the first light, the second light's guaranteed. You're eating that. Not with him. If you get hit by the first light, you be like, oh shoot, I got hit. Bam. Throw the ability out. Stop him. And I'll prove it to you. I'll show it to you. This character is really, he doesn't play the game how it's supposed to be played, which is really good. Because you don't have to respect anything. See what I'm saying? You were like, nah, I don't want to take that hit, fam. And then just get up out of there. So, that's the thing about him that's really, really good at. Is that you can just not have to take that hit at all. So, just keep that in mind. That you can throw it while under attack, which means no matter what they do. Let's say great sword, he just clash, and you're like, oh shoot, you can throw the button out and get that ability. Now I actually wanna show you that you can tank all of those gold focuses too. So yeah. That's one of the things I'm going to show you in, the the weapons guide. I wish I had it, but I'm going to show you all the ways to counter every weapon in this game. But yeah, go ahead, attack me, buddy. See what I'm saying? You can tank that and just not take that. So that goes so well with this kit because you can just not take damage, It reflects bullets. So, but what's really important, let me actually let him hit me a little bit more. I want to show you something. Okay, get me low. Oh, freak. Let me get him. I want to get pretty low here to show you how good this is. Come on, kiddo. Come on, kiddo. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, so what's good about his ultimate is that, again, you go into it for a full new set of health. And you're this big beast. But whenever you come out of it, now look at my health right now. And then look at my health in this. And then you can just use it, right? And then cancel out of it. And you just gave yourself all that health back. So in a way, you're like a healer for yourself only. Just if you do that. So you can use it as a way to just get some new health.
Awakening takes time.
And then get up out of there, So builds on top of the fact of him being just extremely survivable, no matter what. And like I said, if you have a Kurumi that is just always supplying you armor, that builds on top of this fact here. So he doesn't ever have to worry about health. Um, or if you have the little armor boosting, because you have full armor, because you have full health, it'll give you more armor from the Kurumi all because you already have full health. So really
How many
powerful
are
character.
enemies? After we can.
Like you can do it in the string because remember, like whenever you do this, a lot of people are gonna attack you right there if they're a good player because there's a gap where you can dodge, you can crouch, you can jump. Like once you do this, I've seen people jump and one to me. I'm like, huh? Okay. You don't have to worry about any of that jumping. You can actually jump up and do it yourself. So you can bait, you can just go crazy. So just keep that in mind. That this character is
Wisdom and love.
extremely tanky, has the most survivability
Let's just
in the game.
kill 'em all.
And on top of that, his movement's not bad. It's just he doesn't have anything that gives him movement. But if you master, movement, you'll be pretty good. So yeah, don't worry about it. Extremely tanky character.
I can
So
contain the evil of this mask.
that is everything for all of the characters. Now, as far as like a tier list, when I first made this little video, my first video, I tried to rank the characters. Now, since I have a lot more knowledge on the characters and I've really broken in their gameplay, um, I will just go ahead and say it. Anyone who makes a tier list for this game is just bad advice. Like, play whoever you like because none of these characters are bad at all. Like, none of them are. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on to Matari. The last. Now, I saved the best for last. So, let's just go over her abilities. Now, I really like this character because she, man, she is saucy. And remember before I said how she has so much depth, he has a lot of depth, but she has a lot of depth. So she has the most depth in this game. She has the second most in this game. He has the third most, and then he would have the fourth most. I feel like these characters are pretty easy right here. They're pretty like they're pretty easy. But these characters here, they have a lot of depth. All of these. So her, she has the most depth in this game, and I'm about to show you. So this character, this ability here, basically allows for you to dash, and you can charge it up to go further. I mean,
You know you can trust me.
this one here allows for you to have two charges, which is cool. Now, you don't have to double tap it. You can actually just
What's your
spam it.
Let's discuss
I mean, hold it down. So like if you hold it down, it'll do it like that, no matter
Now
what.
that we're
So,
partners, what's
but if you
yours?
only want to use one, you just tap it. But if you hold it down, you'll do both. So that's pretty cool. Now this move is the one that has the most ceiling, the highest ceiling. There's a lot of depth in this one, and I'll show you. This one is so good, so good. Um, this one is ridiculous. Like, do you see that?
Does
That
this mean
what it just said? Attack up.
I'm a once in a lifetime?
Okay, that alone is already super good. All right, but it allows for you to teleport back, right? And you still have to attack up. So
Now that we're partners,
I'm getting so excited because this character is really
I'm a
really
once in a
good.
lifetime.
Also, I think I said it before, but if I didn't say it, but while someone's attacking you, you can actually do this to like kind of like high profile a move. I think I said that, but I just wanted to make sure I said that. And the reason why I'm saying it is because she can do the same thing with any of
Now that
these,
we're
really.
partners,
She
what's
can
yours is mine.
just get out of the way and low profile or just not be in the range at all, you know? So, like, yeah. So, yeah, that attack up is really good. You want to have that. You want to
Now that we're
abuse that.
partners,
Not only that, but you can charge it to go further, right? Which is good if you're trying to play a different type of game. So, but what's also really important is that this move,
you can't rush beauty.
it can be canceled, it can be jumped, it can be dashed, and you don't use the ability. So, out of all
Let's
of these
discuss what's
characters in the
for
game,
me.
she's the only character where if you throw the move out and you cancel it, you don't use it. You can charge it and you don't use it. And you can do it pretty quick too, like that. Just like you can go really, really quick with it. Or you can just like bait it out, really make them think. Now, what's really powerful about this is because I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll show it anyway. So you can like admit that if they think that you're about to do a focus, this actually lows profiles a few things. Not everything. There's a few horizontal attacks, especially on Great Sword. Whenever they do that charge where they spin around like twice horizontally, you can duck all of that with this move and just charge it, and then cancel it and then punish. You know, so this character has a lot of depth. So I'm about to show you a few of them. I'm about to show you some things no one's ever talked about with this character. Things that are just possible, that you don't think are possible. Let me get him back over here. So yeah, the first thing is obviously you can cancel, and so just mix that in with like all of your buttons, because being able to, like, let's say you're low in health and you do this, make them think you're about to go away, and you can like bait them to get like that last little bit of damage, because people panic whenever they see this. They're like, oh shoot, he's about to teleport behind me. Some of them, I've literally done this before, where I'm fighting and they turn around. So you can like make them turn around and then bam bam, you know, or you can like jump up. I messed it up. My fault. Let me just use this again. But you can like do it,
You can't rush beauty.
jump, and get a little combo from it. So it's super good. Super good. Just off the bait. I'm not even using the ability. Right? So now let's talk about the depth of this move in particular. So the first thing that I want to say is you can do this mid combo, right? And you can do like that, right? So that's pretty self-explanatory. Only problem is you're never really in range to do anything about that, you know? Now, what you can do is you could just not charge it at all and just tap the
You
button
can't rush beauty.
and then be like right behind him, and then 1-2. You could do it in the air, or you could do it on the ground. Just abuse the attack up, right? Like, so you can 1-2, 1 like that, and abuse the animation of you being in the air for a while. Now, just keep that in mind. Now, what's really powerful about this
Let's
is
share. Let's
if you
discuss.
do something like this,
Matari, the silk.
you can do like 1, 2, 1, 2. Ah, shoot, I messed that up. Like I said, this is a character with a lot of ceiling, but it's not easy whatsoever. You can do something like that. Now, none of that is guaranteed, but it's still really oppressive because you're here, then you're behind them, and then you're back here. So you can just abuse the heck out of that. And remember, while you're in the air, it's not like you're defenseless. A lot of people, they don't want to jump because they feel like they're defenseless. If you're in the air and you light and they light, you can clash, right? If you're in the air and they're focus attack charging, just counter in the air. So don't be afraid to do it. Like, again, this is where I say you have to be really skilled in order to abuse this, but nevertheless. Now, the cool thing about it is that she can bring herself wherever she wants, right? So what's cool about that is you can do this here. So this is the way that I use the ability the most. I do this, get the attack range up, immediately start shooting. Look at how much damage that is from that little attack up. There's nothing they can do about that. Switch back in. Now you have to do it really quickly, but I'll show you what I'm talking about in real time. So 1, 2. Ah, shoot, I messed that up. You have to really like perfect the timing because you can't do it immediately. But so you can do something like that. Now that's the slow version of it. I haven't mastered this at all. It's just me being creative. But you have attack up, and it's not like you have weapon attack up. No, it's just attack up. So it's not just for melee weapons, it's for ranged weapons also. So this move, this attack up, that is so good. Please, please, please abuse that. Right? Now, what's really cool about it is that you can do a move and then do something like that. Now, whenever I found that out, now I'm not even going to try to do this because it's really hard. I mean, really, really hard. You have to start it like this, then do it, and then do it back. But it's possible for you to combo off of this ability, because whenever you dash back, it resets your animations, so you can like you can do it in the air. So that's what's important, and then you can jump again right after that. So it resets your dash. Right? Like that. So you jump in the air, you use it, bam. You can get 2 more jumps, you jump in the air, you transport back, you can jump in the air again. So what that means is, technically, you can get so much guaranteed damage from it. Now, it requires positioning, like heavy positioning. So a lot of people are like, oh, it's not practical. But everyone said that about MK11 combos, and you have people abusing the jump. So I don't want to hear that. So a way to do it is you can be like 1, 2. That's a simple way to use it, right? But if you want to be like really oppressive, you can do something like this. So let me, bam. That's about good right there. I'd say you set it up 1, 2. You get what I'm saying. You can combo off of that. I want to actually get this to happen just so you can see that I'm not, BSing you, but it is possible. The positioning is pretty simple actually. I'm just not really doing it right. So where is he at? Okay, he's right here. So let me go right here. That's a little bit too close. Let me do it right here. Yeah, that should be good. Alright. So you can like bam, 1, 2, and then go crazy. So it is possible. I've done it already before. It's not easy though at all. But just keep it in mind that you can abuse the freak out of that move and get combo damage from it. So again, you can jump up. So I'll show you like some advanced movement that you can do with this move, because a lot of people aren't really abusing it. So if you don't know, you can like, oh shoot, let me use a better weapon for this. Let's use that. Ah shoot. Let me just go ahead and do it the simple way. So you can jump up, dash, and like go crazy. So you really have so much control over the air that it's not funny. Because you could, like I said, you could do this in the air. Like that, right? So you can dash in the air and then attack while you're in the air. So you can kind of control so much area. So let's say you're fighting an opponent here. You're like, freak. Let me get over here. Bam, bam. And then go right back, right? So that's really powerful because you can like, no one's prepared for that. Let's say your teammate's fighting him over there, but you're fighting this guy. You can one, jump up, 1, 2. And then you can even go right back to the guy. So you don't even have to like actually focus on him. You can just like bait him like, oh shoot, he's back. And then he's turning around. And then you just dash back to this guy right over here. So this move is so good. There's so much potential in it. It's not easy at all. But this character can do so much. I know I'm taking a lot of time on her, but she's worth it because she has the highest ceiling in this game with this character. The fact that you can do this move in the air, like for example, I'll give you another example. Let's deal with the repeating crossbow, just to show you what I'm talking about. What's a way that I want to go about this? So I'll just do it like this. I'll just do it off of this. Come on, man. There we go. All right. So let's say you do it like this. Bam, get in the air. You can just go crazy. You don't have to respect anything at all. And if you didn't watch my other video, I showed you guys this tech here, which is anytime you latch onto something, you can crouch, dash, jump, which gives you the most amount of air time. So because you can do that, with not only that, but with any movement after you do a move in the air, because if you learn to just do that every time you're in the air, you can crouch, dash, move, shoot, and go crazy. So you can have the most amount of airtime possible. So I would just really recommend 100%, if you're going to use any one of the abilities, use the last one. It has the most depth. I know it doesn't like seem like it's the best one, but it is. I wouldn't recommend using any of these over this one, because being able to just teleport back to where you are, man, you can do it to where you just get out of range of a move. Let's say you're fighting a great sword person and he's on his third charge. Bam, you get out of there and you're teleporting, and then you come right back, and then he's turning around, and then you just clip him, and he's like, oh shoot, where'd she go? It's just too good. It's really too good. It has too much utility that these two don't. First of all, this one here, you can't cancel it without using the ability. You can't cancel this one at all. So I don't use this one. Even though you get 2 charges, I don't use it at all because you can't cancel. And cancels allow for you to have a lot of mind games. That's where the depth of this character is. The fact that she can hold it down and charge it and just cancel it and not use it. That's so powerful. This one here, it's really good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just you can't teleport back. And this one gives you an attack boost. So you can literally just do the easiest way, which is, just you do the move mid combo, and then switch to this, and then kill him with
I
a
hit your head.
whatever,
Were
you
you
know,
using that?
like, and you can do it to where like you don't even have to do it with the repeating crossbow, where you have to be accurate. You can do it with this, or you can do it with the what is it called? The cannon. You can do it with the cannon also. So you can do like 1, 2,
Can't rush
bam,
blood.
straight into it. I don't want to reset just because I'm really close to Mossman and it's the next thing I'm about to go over. So you can do it like this, and then bam. Like that's a lot of freaking damage. And then teleport back, and then hit him with a hit again, and then switch right back. Now you have to be really quick. Again, I'm not showing how fast you can be with this stuff because I haven't really mastered it. This is just me showing you the possibilities of how in depth these characters can be. So, first things first about her ultimate.
Let's discuss what's in it for me.
As far as which one you want to go for, I would say the last one is the best because your whole team becomes invisible. And if you didn't get the memo, whenever you're invisible, you're really hard to see. But on top of that, your focus attacks are really hitting. And the only thing your opponent can rely on is this sound here. That sound. That sound. That's the only thing that they can really rely on is for like what to focus. Now, you can still see the animations. It's just you can get lost in the sauce really easy because it's invisible. But the fact that you can turn your whole team good and invisible and really hard to spot, if you're losing a fight, like if you combo Matari with Kurumi, and say your team's about to die, right? And she's like, "Oh shoot, we're about to die." She panic buttons all for the alt. She panic buttons for her alt. Now you're invisible. You just got a bunch of health back. You literally survivability. Nobody can beat that. Combo and alts, like this game has so much depth. This game has more depth than Apex. This game has more depth than, I wouldn't say Overwatch, but it has more depth than any other battle royale that I've played. As far as character wise, obviously Fortnite has a lot of depth. I'm not a fan of it, but yeah, because these abilities are so good. There's so much you can do with them. But in my opinion, this is the one that I would use for solo play because it's 20 seconds instead of it being 12. And on top of that, whenever you do this move, you reset all of your cooldowns. So like I'm gonna try my best to showcase this, but hide your focus. Just like that. Like you can be crazy. You can jump over them. You're really hard to see. So, like, you can really play the whole Genji game on Overwatch where you just jump over them. Now, a lot of people are like, well, that's not really something you can do because melee aim assist, they'll just track you and hit you. Again, you don't have to be scared of people hitting you because if you can react, you can just clash whenever you see them. Oh, he's about to throw clash. Or if you see him about to do his move, you can counter in the air. You don't have to worry about that stuff if you're skilled. So you can also like do these little hops like this. You can just bait them while you're invisible, and they're like, "What the freak is this person at?" The whole time you could be sitting here, bam,
Oh, I hit your head. Were you using that?
and just going crazy, right? It's better with a weapon that has a wide spread, which is why I use the pistol with it. But another good weapon would be the cannon. I don't have it on here, but that would be another good weapon that you can use it with. Or you can just simply double light them. So yeah, Super powerful move. So yeah. And then you take a character like this and you pair it with the dagger. Oh my god. Like you can just go crazy. Like for example, check this out. Bam. Right? And then go crazy with that. So and remember, like you can dash out of that move in the air. So like let's say you do it in the combo, right? And you hit him in the air, you get the 2 guaranteed hits, or you do the last move. So you do it like this. Ah shoot, I messed it up. Let me just reset this here. So let's say you get the combo, you 1-2, 1-2, hit him, and then you tech chase them from there to be safe away from like them doing any crazy shenanigans off the ground. Let's say if they're really aggressive, you can just make it to where you never have to take unnecessary damage, where you never have to be in the pocket, right? So you can go crazy with it like that, and then get up out of the way, and then you know what I'm saying. So just keep that in mind. And since you do it in the air, again, you're gonna be in the air, so you can tech chase from the air from it. So I'll show you one more time to show you what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? Now you can dash. I just jumped, but you can dash from that. So I'll show you it one more time. Just because this character is, man, I love characters with depth. It's just too fun. And tech chase and go crazy, you know. So this character, honestly, she can be considered the most powerful character in the game because, in my opinion, characters with a lot of mobility often rule games like this. They often reign for a very long time because I don't care how much damage you have, I don't care how powerful you are. If you have the best movement, nothing matters. Speed, it's really good. If you have speed, you can really beat a lot of characters that just have a lot of powerful damage moves. But timing beats speed, and precision will always beat power. So you don't really want to use this character if you can't master her timing and you're just trying to be fast. That's not really how you play this character. And you don't want to. This character's not a powerhouse, but she can be very precise and very mind game and super powerful. But it requires a certain type of player to really take this character to the next level. But that's my Matari. That's it on Matari. So let's just sum up everything with what all of these characters do, where they shine, and what I think about them all. So this would be the quickest part of this video probably. So like I said before, there's no bad character in this game. You play whoever fits your playstyle or whatever your team needs. Because if you're a good player, you can pick up any one of these characters and be good with them. The combat's good. Characters shine in certain areas of certain like parts of this game more. But at the end of the day, like everything has counterplay. For example, the fireballs that he can throw mid combo, you can react to it with Tianhi and reflect fireball that he just threw at you while you're on the ground back at him. Bam, counterplay. You know, there's so much. Same thing with this one. Like he is so good, right? He can reflect so much back at the people that they threw at him or their own attacks even, and just negate them. So if you're going for a character that just has an answer for everything, that's super tanky, that's really hard to kill, Tianhe. If you're going for a healer that can be really hard to kill, but she kind of lacks in the damage area, but she has so much healing power, then go for Kurumi. She's the best healer in this game. If you want to go for movement and mind games and super flashy and high depth, never taking damage, like just 100% having people literally doing like this in the game, or you just beating them, they never have a chance to even hit you, go for Matari.
Does this mean I have to
She has the
shoot
highest
what
skill
I've been
ceiling
doing?
in the game. If you want to be stupid, oppressive, and just completely just make people put the controller down, Tomok. A lot of guaranteed damage, really good combos, extended combos, by the way. Super powerful. Could be considered the best 1v1 character in the game, period. Viper Ning, also stupid good. She can get combos from her ability. She can take away focus attack. She can knock people away, just shut people down. She can stun them with her ultimate. You can say that this is the best character in the game, and you wouldn't be lying. But it would have to be based off of how you're playing the game and what you're looking for. Because her ultimate is, let's be honest, she has the best ultimate in the game. She can literally wipe teams with her ultimate. Let's say if you're using Viper Ning with the Tarkiji and they both use their ultimate at the same time, and he has this, ridiculous. You can wipe teams. Or let's say you combine her with Yoto and she has this version of her ultimate, you can wipe teams. So Viper Ning can be considered extremely oppressive. She can be considered extremely defensive and extremely like negateful with just her ultimate, because you can use it as an offensive tool or a defensive tool. So really good character. Tarkiji, stupid good in solo fights. His ultimate gives him increased movement. These moves give him more damage, no cooldown. He can be considered to be the best character in the game. 100%. He's definitely one of the best solo fighters. I can't say who's the best, although I'm leaning towards Tomok because his is a lot more oppressive, but it all depends about the player who's playing the character. You can make this character the best character in the game if you're that good. And the most widely universal, most accepted, most powerful character in the game, Yotohime. Just because this move is multi-purpose, her ultimate is obviously really powerful. Um, there's no downside to this character. So if you're going for extended long combos that can literally kill somebody with one touch, and if that's what you say the best character is, then Yoto is the best character in the game. If you want a character that can take turns whenever he wants, steal turns back, be invincible for a while, counterattack from it, but also have a mind game to cancel an attack chase, or just get even more combo damage after that, you can say he's the best character in the game. You can say he's the best character in the game because he can throw a fireball in your face. And that could be the best character in the game if that's what you think it is. And it goes for all of these characters, because this character, even though people are saying she's C tier, I'm like, bro, come on. You're being so disrespectful to this character. This character has so much power, so much potential, that her alone can save a team from dying. You can't put her in C tier at all. She has to be in A or above. Like, the fact that people are putting her low because she doesn't have anything that leads into damage, guess what? It's a battle royale game. It's not just about damage. If you're low on health, I don't care how much damage you can do over time or what weapon you're using. You need help to do damage, right? So she allows for you to play a part in this game that no one else can play, which automatically makes her, in my opinion, S tier. Because these ultimates are broken. This ability is broken if you use it right. So you can just be a tank for your team, really, and also make yourself extremely hard to kill. Because again, you cleanse both of your health or your armor bars whenever you right click, where you can teleport to them and knock anyone away by a golden focus strike, which means you don't take any damage, no matter what they're doing, it's coming out, and everyone's getting hit by, no matter what they're doing, which means it's guaranteed to get anybody off of your teammate automatically. If they're trying to swarm your teammate, you can go to your teammate, take them all off of them, then pop your ultimate and bring them right back. You can revive. She has so much ceiling that you cannot put this character in C tier. All of these characters are powerful. There's not one bad character in this game. So, my tier list is S plus first, Batar.
Does this mean I have
Second,
to share whatever we
Yotohime. And I'm doing these in order. Okay. Third, Timok. Fourth, Viper.
Revenge.
Fifth,
I'm a good
Tarkiji.
kid. Just straight a bit, that's all.
Six,
Only I know
Tianhi.
the power of the
Actually,
mask.
a lot.
Let us win it today.
It's gonna be Matari,
Now that we're
her,
let me
him,
to launch.
her,
your heart.
then him,
Only I
then Tarka, then Kurumi.
Smart beginnings make good endings.
Now,
And I'm very smart.
no character is in A tier for me. They're all in S plus or S minus. So S plus, S plus, S minus, S minus, S minus, S minus, S minus. But these two characters, they belong in S plus for sure. They're the two most powerful characters in the game for how much depth that they have. Now he's a lot harder to unlock his depth. Uh, she's the hardest, obviously, but his is like it's not as consistent. Like it's kind of random in a way because you can't control him as much as you can control her and her. So that's why I say he's not S plus because his is a lot more inconsistent. But nevertheless, he has a lot of depth and he's still extremely powerful. So that's my tier list. This is my character guide. Right after this video, I am going to be recording a weapon guide. And that'll be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Uh, do whatever you want to do with the video. Share it if you want. Like it if you want. Comment if you want. I'll be here watching it. Uh, hopefully, it was entertaining. And hopefully, you learned a lot. Hopefully, you can take everything I said and apply it because these characters are so good that I really, really want to see people abusing how powerful they are in game. Because my biggest complaint that I have about this game right now is that I have all of this knowledge. I have all of these ways to counter everything in this game, but I never have to use it because the majority of people that are playing this game right now aren't really that good. And they're still playing so simple. So it's like either they're too easy or you get this one person that's like a god at this game and then you're like, shoot, well, I've been having to fight easy people the whole time. So I don't have to use the knowledge that I have and apply it. So whenever you finally go get somebody that's good, it's like, shoot, now I gotta actually work it in my mind to actually apply these things so I can play at 100% capacity, you know? But a lot of people aren't really studying this game like that. So I want to give knowledge to the people so that way they can take it, master it, and then put it in their games so we all become better. So the game's a little bit more consistent. Because some games I'll run and smack through the competition. Some games I'm like, dang, did they put skill based matchmaking in this game or something? So it's just very inconsistent, and I don't like inconsistency. So I hope that you all take this knowledge, apply it for the console players. If you're watching my videos, you're gonna be a god by the time you know get it released on your console. Uh, Take it, apply it. If you do want to use any of the information that I found in this video, obviously I know I'm not the only one that's probably found this stuff out or whatever, but I do know there's a few things that I've shown in here that I haven't seen anywhere. So if you would like to use information in my video, please shout me out. You don't have to, but I would like it. But anyways, that's this video. Thank you for watching. On to the next.